Once again, welcome to this week's show, the Crazy Gentleman Podcast. I am your host, the Crazy Gentleman. This week's show was a sorta supposed to be two-parter, but just turned into this one episode that you're getting. This episode starts off with Brian from Geared Science while we were at Flat Out Fridays, behind the scenes in the media room. And then it moved to Mama Tried the next day, and then we were joined by Evan Senn and from Fast and Left Film, and Logan from, I don't know, he's an all-around Milwaukee media man, and I'm not sure if he works for Harley, but he's the Flat Out Friday Mama Tried, one of many media men that cover the event. So anyways, yeah. That's what we got going on this week. And again, special thank you to Scott, Warren, and Jeremy from Mama Tried and Flat Out Friday. And brought to you by Bare Knuckle Performance, bareknuckleperformance.com for all of the coolest parts for your Harley Davidson motorcycles and choppers, FXRs, Softails, Sportsters, Dynas, newer Softails, baggers, whatever the hell you want. Go get it. Paul's got it. 100% American made. And don't forget to get their 20th anniversary merch. They got some cool stuff, man, while product supplies last. And also their limited edition knives by Mick Strider. They're pretty badass, man. I got to actually play with them at Mama Tried. Pretty cool. I wanted one. I'm buying bare knuckle parts, so I'm not buying bare knuckle knives. Whatever you guys want to spend your money on, go for it. But either way, go for it there. Also, the Bump Shop Diaries, the bumpshopbackroom.com is your only place to get Crazy Gentleman merch. And support all of Rodney's cool vintage ventures, plus his coffee company. Go get that hardtail blend of coffee, either ground or whole bean. And Evan Simbita, CustomKnives.com for the finest hunting, outdoor, and cutlery knives. Custom made, all one by hand by Evan. And Lexan-moto.com for that fucking concert inside your helmet. Shit, I shouldn't have cursed. I forgot I'm on YouTube now. Oh, nope, I don't care. Who cares? Yeah, punch in the code word crazy at checkout for 15% off. And also, because of my language, please like, subscribe, and give me a good rating, because my language here is not putting me in the YouTube algorithms. I'm trying to get my audience over there. But I don't really care. Wherever you listen, I love and appreciate it. Whatever platform you're listening on, it really doesn't matter to me. But YouTube's so much cooler, dude. You get to see all this stuff in fucking real life. You get to actually see what's going on. But, yeah. Also brought to you by Kenny's House of Horsepower for the most badass high-performance Harley Davidson engines from east to west, man. No matter where you are, too. We've discussed this before. But for a few $100, you could just ship an engine to Kenny. And then he just ships it back to you. Super simple. I think that's a big hang-up that people have with, like, because there's so many great engine builders and fabricators and painters at this point around the country, and they'll all tell you that, like, their business used to be local, and now all these guys, they get business from all over the world now. Like, you could ship stuff, painters and engine builders are the big ones, because you're spending thousands of dollars with these guys. If you're going to have an engine done for, a few $1,000, or, I mean, everyone knows engines can go as wild as 10 or 20,000, but, your average, you know, whatever an engine builder's doing for you, your average, let's call it $2,000 to $5,000 engine, right? Like, what's an extra $300 or $400 to ship it back and forth to the guy for the job, man? Like, ship it to Kenny. He's in Arizona. Like, I've shipped stuff to and from him, whole engines for like $250. Like, why not just do that? If that's the guy you want to do your engine, just send it there. Same with paint. Like, you send a whole tin set to a painter, let's say for like $500 or $600. If you're paying fucking $6,000 to get that paint job done, why not send it to the guy you want for an extra $500 at that point if you're spending all that money? So anyways, man, the point is, even like a guy like Bare Knuckle, if you want him to do some custom fab work or like narrow a set of tanks or something, I don't want to put words in Paul's mouth. I don't know exactly what fab work job he wants to do these days on bikes that he's not doing whole builds on. I know he'll chop a frame for you, but I don't know what a frame costs, but like, I don't know, it's got to be in the ballpark of an engine, and Paul's in the middle of the country, so like, figure for like $500 you could ship him a frame. If you're gonna send him a few $1,000 anyway to chop and rake and do whatever you want to a frame, like, why use some hack in your backyard, like, if you don't have access to one of the greater fabricators in this country? I mean, any state you're in, there's fucking amazing fabricators. But I'm just saying, if you're dreaming of like a bare knuckle build or like an Al Emerson frame, for a few $100, just go support whoever you want, man. As long as it's, you know, quality guy, you know, here in America. If that's your thing, is support American built, go have at it, man. But anyways, more importantly, send your engine to Kenny. Kenny's House of Horsepower, Phoenix, Arizona. Kenny's House of Horsepower on Instagram, and all his info is there. Go get it. As always, I feel like I'm forgetting someone, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Enjoy this week's one-part show. And also, for anyone out there listening who's like into or has their own podcast or YouTube channel, Brian at Geared Science, reach out to him. That's what he does for a living. Content and particularly video creation and content. Like, if I wanted to and I wasn't so poor, I could have him piece together quality professional YouTube shows for me. That's the kind of thing he does, man. Or if you have an event that you want covered, Brian's your media guy, man. He's awesome. And maybe when my pipe dream of my own version of an East Coast Mama Tried happens, Brian could be my media guy. Anyways, enjoy this week's show. And also, Evan does this too, and I'm pretty sure Logan does this. I don't know much about Logan. We just met this weekend. I don't know the scope of what he covers or likes to cover media-wise, but he's also a media guy. I just realized this is a full-blown media episode. But Evan's also a film and photography guy too. Reach out to him. Evan Senn on Instagram and Fast and Left Film on Instagram. And Logan's Instagram is Prod by Logs. Prod by Logs. Enjoy this week's show. See you next week.
We'll just sort of talk about like the day.
We're rolling, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Tell, I don't know, introduce yourself. Brian.
My name is Brian with Geared Science and Mama Tried and Flat Out Friday.
All right.
Logan and I, I'll bring him into something later, but we handle a lot of the video stuff. He posts all the stuff to social, but we kind of tag team all the video efforts.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
I love that. This is my son Corbin. He's racing today. We're doing a show.
This is mini geared.
Yeah. So he's doing a race today. So yeah, today is...
What are you racing, dude?
Electric bikes.
Electric. Yeah. All right.
Today is all about chaos and getting it somewhat organized. So getting even a few minutes to tell. This has like been a challenge, as you've noticed. We tried to do it in one room, tried to do it in a different room, and now we're here in our media room doing it, which is actually the dancers room at the Buck Stadium. So I got my son here. We got all of our pals that are shooting with us today for Flat Out Friday. And it is just absolute. There's a lot going on, but it's really fun.
I know. When you said you wanted to do one today, I was very surprised.
Dude, we'll do
half. This sounds crazy.
We'll do half of it now. I have this thing where I just do too much all the time, and I want to do everything, and it's fucking awesome. So I try to manage that, but I want everything to at least happen for a little bit. So as we speak right now, Danger Dan's recording a podcast that I'm technically filming.
Yeah.
That one's all on autopilot. It's on autopilot. And then we've got the races start. They let people in at like 6 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock right now. But yeah, I gotta manage getting the kid ready for kids races. But yeah, I figure we get like 15 minutes to do this here.
Yeah. Are you racing at all? Do you have a race?
Dude, I don't have the capacity. Okay. I would love to do something, but like I like filming things more. And the thing is, I have kids and stuff too, so it's like, if I get hurt doing something like that, then I'm like, it's a fucking liability. You know what I mean? Because then I can't make money. I can't I gotta be able to be on my legs shooting and stuff like that. But I ride, you know what I mean? Like we rig cameras up to the bikes and we, shoot and ride at the same time. But doing racing, I do too much as it is right now. I can't even imagine adding racing into the equation.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing, man. Even for me to get here, I'm still just like in and out doing my thing. Yeah. And Rick brought the bike for me.
Yeah. Dude, Rick's the best.
I don't even know how I would do it without him. I couldn't really.
You guys do a lot together too, right?
Yeah, dude, that's my boy.
Hell yeah. You guys from the same area?
Yes and no. He's from Connecticut. I'm from Long Island.
Long Island.
But I live right on the north shore of Long Island, and he lives on the south shore of Connecticut.
Okay.
If you swam right across the Long Island Sound, me and him could swim to each other.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I joke. I tell people on a clear night I could see Chicken Rick over there.
Yeah.
But,
he's got a lot going on. But yeah, I mean, like, dude, the hardest part about today is getting in and getting settled, and then once you get in a groove, it's kind of autopilot.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. But yeah.
There's barely a groove, dude. The groove is full throttle.
Dude, it's crazy. What do you love doing about this? You can come all the way to Milwaukee. I live here, so it's easy for me to be here.
Yeah, what did you ask them?
What brings you to fucking Flat Out Friday?
Motorcycles, man.
Yeah?
Flat Out Friday. This is my first time racing here. But this is my 5th time here. I love it. Flat Out Friday, Mama Tried is my favorite event every year, man.
I love that.
I've kind of haven't built a motorcycle in quite a few years. But
you're raffling 2 bikes right now, yeah?
I'm raffling 2 bikes.
What's the deal with that? Plug it.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you're giving away that FXR4 or the 2020 Lowrider S.
Yes, yeah. 2020 Lowrider S or an FXR4 with a twin cam in it.
Yeah.
I threw the Lowrider in there because I guess I'll tell people the truth, really. The FXR wasn't really moving tickets too much, and I was like, man, this is gonna take forever. And I planned on selling the lowrider in the spring anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll put the lowrider in there and let's get this raffle moving. You know? And then whatever bike the winner picks in the springtime, I'll just sell whatever one I have left.
Those FXR4s are pretty cool. They're out there and they're super 90s. Considering they were built in like what? That was like an 01.
That's a 2000.
Okay,
that's
so
the
still,
last year.
Yeah. So they look just super.
I call it my Hulk Hogan bike.
Yeah. Very
it's got that 90s Hulk Hogan look.
Dude, for sure. And it's chaos. They're cool. But like, I can see why. It's funny because I saw you post that. I'm like, okay, I wonder if the FXR is not moving. Cool bike though.
Oh, dude, I'm running those bikes. I just ran that bike to the auto parts store 2 days ago before I came here. Because I was fixing my car and
I don't.
The only rides I have are motorcycles.
Putting a twin cam in it too is like, dude, you park it at the bottom of the lake and it'll fire back up.
Oh yeah.
I have a friend that has like a twin cam Softail, and he literally left it parked in a snowbank last year and fired right up in the snowbank. Yeah. Crazy.
Dude, the twin cams, I mean, the Milwaukee 8s are great, but I think the twin cams are like...
Well, they made it for I think, and I might be wrong, I think it is the second longest production of a motor that Harley's ever done.
Next to what, the Evo?
The flathead.
Oh,
They built the flathead for 44 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because it ran all the way up to 7. They stopped doing it in like 2-wheel bikes. It was only in the Survey car up through 73. I can't remember what year it started, but they made it until 73. But the twin cam was like, they made it for like fucking 18 years.
Yeah.
So, and they're great, and there are tons of them out there you can cheap.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun. But yeah, I just bring it back to where we are now, and like all this chaos and everything. But getting to do the video here is so cool, and you get to go come shoot some stuff too. It's fun.
Yeah. I'm just an amateur idiot running around with equipment I don't know how to use.
Hey, that's great. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
But it's cool. 'Cause there's just so much cool shit to see. Like, this is my favorite week of the year. It used to be a weekend, and now it's a whole week.
Yeah.
You know, and we planned for this forever, and we shoot stuff throughout the year. We do the Mama Tried Flat Out Friday podcast every week, well, for the most part. And then it's just really cool to like see it all come together like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, me and you, I don't know if I met you a year or two ago, but like we had talked about doing a podcast sometime, whatever.
Dude.
But then when I listened to you on the Mama Tried podcast, I learned a lot more about you. And I was like, dude, now I have got to talk to this guy.
Dude.
Like your background in music and like you've lived quite a cool life, man.
Dude, we did a lot. So I grew up in bands. Dude, in like high school, my first tour, I was like, I think like 18, like real one. Well, we went to like, we just booked a bunch of shows in the MySpace days. We booked a bunch of shows in like, we made the East Coast back around, and that was cool, and we just bought a shitty van and did it. And then I played in a band that turned into the band Expire, the band before that. And we went all full US a couple times, and that was really cool. And then I did Warped Tour for a few years, and I actually met, you know Swiss?
Yeah.
So I met Swiss on Warped Tour for like 10, 12 years ago.
No kidding.
He was Swiss. I don't know if you know this, but Swiss he's got a crazy background. He's a bus driver.
Oh yeah.
So he owns like a Prevost XL2, which is like a regular tour bus.
Yeah.
The non-slide out ones.
Yeah.
And he was driving. I can't remember what band he was driving, but we rented a bus. The band that I was working for, we rented a bus, and it kept breaking down, and we got no support from the bus company. But Swiss was out there always fucking helping. I didn't even know him. And he's always just been that dude.
And then from that point, did you guys like lose touch and then find yourself again in the motorcycle scene?
Yeah, exactly. Because we kind of, that touring world kind of stays in its own little bubble, and you see people around, and then, you know, I was like, wait, this dude's Swiss. How many people named Swiss do I know? Weird. And then I reached out to him. I was like, wait, are you the driver from Warped Tour? And because we had opposite schedules. Because when you're driving on Warped Tour, you basically have to drive all night.
Right.
And then you go to bed in the morning. Well, we're getting up in the morning, and then we set up, you know, and get the show, and then we come back, and then they're on opposite schedules. You only see the bus drivers for a few minutes in the morning and a few minutes at night.
Okay.
Unless you're on their bus, then you kind of see them a little bit, you know, while they're driving throughout the night. But it was kind of cool to reconnect. And now I believe Swiss is just working as a mechanic.
Yeah.
He owns his bus, but he works as a mechanic. Like, I don't think he's driving anymore.
Right.
But dude, that guy rules.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to this, and especially I think Flat Out Friday kind of brought us back together, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That was pretty rad. One of the biggest things that I love about that, obviously, is the friendships. But I don't know. I've always just found my way into like doing cool shit.
Yeah.
Like this is like, I started coming to this when they first did it in 2016, and then I'm like, shit, I want to be out there shooting on the track. That's where all the action happens. That's where I want to be, and then made it happen. Then I now run the podcast for them. I do a lot of the media training.
Hell yeah.
Just want to make sure what race we're on. You want to go ask? Shakes, can you check and see what race they're calling for?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, because they're.
I know, I'm so nervous, dude. Like, I'm like.
Dude, here's the thing. I love finding.
It's so crazy.
I'm on edge right now, and Jeremy right now is walking around, and he's just kind of like maintaining. And what's cool about Jeremy is that he, this year especially, has made a new policy for himself to just kind of like sit back and watch it unfold. But he's still a nervous wreck, I think.
Right.
And like, I this morning I was like, hey Jeremy, what's up? He's like, I can't right now. And I'm like,
he's like a silent filmmaker right now. He's just like, yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, and the thing is, it's so overwhelming, and I'm starting to get it now. Where it's like, I was trying to. What's up?
They're staging the electric.
The kid's electric?
No.
Stacy?
Not Stacy.
You're sure?
Yep, it's not Stacy. It's electric lights.
Okay, electric heat. So we have 2 more. 3 more for you. Great.
Okay.
So after this, they're gonna stage women's hooligan and then kids staging.
It's so crazy.
Do I know? Well, and we're trying to fit.
Crazy.
Again, back to what we're doing. It's like we're trying to fit. You got to do this stuff. I want to do this stuff, and it's like to try to do everything we do inside of this. Once we're all done with it, it's gonna be cool. Like, oh, we fit that in. That felt great.
Right. Right.
So, but it's nerve-wracking.
But like doing it, it's just like, you know what it feels like? It feels like you just jumped into tornado with motorcycles, and like every now and then you got to jump out of the tornado to do a race.
Right, totally.
You know, it's like crazy.
And I always hated this fucking turn. I used to work in Milwaukee Tool. I was like a head video editor at Milwaukee Electric Tool, the power tool company, and like I hated this term when I worked there, but it's like all the corporate people say, oh, it's just like drinking from the fire hose, and it's like you jump in, like, you know, it's like chaos getting blasted in the fucking face with get a fucking drink. But it's really how it feels. And I wish there was a better way to describe it, because I fucking hate that phrase. But
yeah. Well, what I really wish is like that we all had enough time to like do this outside of a lot of these events. You know, like. But I mean, you know, you can't just like leisurely fly to Milwaukee to do a podcast.
Totally.
Like, and you gotta have a reason to be coming.
You know what? That's what I'm doing this year though. Is like I'm trying to get some support from like other sponsors and stuff. But I started doing geared science just with dudes around. Shakes was one of my first videos with his hooligan bike, and I just started doing it because I was like, Shakes built a cool hooligan bike. He had no idea what he was getting into, and then he like got really into it and just did it. And I love that story where it's like then you find a guy who like, I don't know how to do this, so I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah,
so,
Swiss is one of those guys
Swiss
too.
is one of those guys. He does some amazing work. His shovelhead FXR, his 83 FXR is fantastic. But I wanted to kind of like tell people stories of their build, and the big thing was like that it is something you can just do. You can learn how to do it. There's a lot of support. People help you. Patrick Murphy, who works, Lil Pat, I always call him. He works at Prism now. That dude's a great example. He jumped into it.
Oh, that kid works at Prism?
Now he does. We used to work together at Milwaukee Tool.
Okay.
I
met him here when he had his bike here.
Yep.
What a
So
killer bike.
he built that bike, but I sold him the frame, and it was some bullshit. It wasn't a bullshit frame. It was a frame that was like kind of farmed up, and then he made it something beautiful. But he asked. It's one of those things. He's a great example of like he dove into it and asked everyone 1,000,000 questions, and then he learned how to do it, and he built a fucking beautiful bike. And the point is, anyone can do that.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do that, but anyone can.
Yeah. With a lot of the things I do, that's the only way I've ever done anything. Is just get in, learn it, like buy the equipment, and just start to teach yourself. And one of the things that's what I always tell people though. Anyone can do it. Like me and my girlfriend joke, like with her business and mine, whatever.
What does she do?
She's like she owns a bunch of bakeries, but it's just like we joke like anyone can do it, but like really, man, you got to put a lot of effort into
it takes a certain type of person, otherwise everyone would do it.
Yeah,
but that's what I say. Not everyone can do it, but anyone can.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, everyone and anyone are different, because like anyone can try to do it, but not everyone will.
Right.
I'll figure that out how to say that. But,
right.
But yeah, that's why I started and why I wanted to do it, and how I kind of found myself here, like trying to but try to like get my way into things and like have a bigger platform to like try to meet cooler people and do this. But what I was saying though is that like it's hard to we have to use these events to get all this stuff done at once.
Yeah.
But it is crazy to fit it in. But this year I'm gonna make it a point to go to like 3 places. I'm gonna travel 3 faraway places to like get some interviews. I really want to go see Hawk Lachey at Vintage Technologies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make a trip out to Speed Kings and see Steve, and I want to do one on the East Coast. So I gotta figure that out. But then we're trying really hard to go to Japan in December. Yeah. So I'm trying to cover that. But the thing is I need some corporate support to try to go and do that, because I think if I jump off and do it, because that's what Rick started doing. Like Rick, I love talking to Rick because he's always asking me questions about cameras, and I'm always just asking him like how he got to where he is. He's like I've seen him around. He just goes and does stuff.
Yeah, he's the same way.
But I also have kids, so I'm trying to I gotta like manage that. So, but anyway, I think we gotta
cut it off. Part 2 tomorrow.
Part 2 tomorrow.
Science booth.
Yes, we'll do it in my booth. Let's kind of find out when we can race, because you're racing soon, my son's racing.
Yeah.
But so just to cap this part off, in conclusion, as Jeremy would say, the Flat Out Friday portion is crazy stressful. It's so much fun, and we'll get a vibe check tomorrow for both of us.
Yeah. And yeah, hopefully we're all safe tomorrow.
Don't lose any limbs. I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
All right,
man. Thanks.
Let's talk some more.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Man.
See ya.
Part 2. You can edit that.
Alright. What up, YouTube? I really don't like to edit, so they're getting this now. Alright, anyways, yeah. Part 2, Brian.
Now we're at the show. It's a day later from yesterday.
Yeah.
So the vibe yesterday was chaos. The vibe today is controlled chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's always chaos. Like you were saying, it's like these events are just so fucking busy, and you just like bite off more than you can chew.
I'd chew it, but it's fucking goes down hard. But
Yeah.
we're in the green room behind one of the stages. So this venue is really cool because it's like this is where you go. Like any like A-level artist that comes through Milwaukee, they either play. If they're not playing like if you're not playing an amphitheater or an arena, you're playing here.
Yeah.
Because this is this venue holds it's got 6 venues in it. 4 venues. 4.
Right.
So there's the ballroom where all of the bikes are.
Uh-huh.
There's what's called the rave stage, which is where a lot of vendors are. Then they have the bar, which is a small bar, and then there is the basement.
Okay.
What's crazy about this place is that it gets completely filled up with all these bikes, and people just got to kind of like wander this place.
Right.
So what's different about this today versus like Mama Tried versus Flat Out Friday is like you go from like a super duper pro basketball arena, security's super duper tight. There's it's all brand new construction. There's like
right.
it's a stadium, but then you come to this super old building, and things are just different. So it's still crazy and chaotic, and for all the stuff that I'm doing for the show, it's like there's so much happening.
What do you call these rooms?
It's a green room.
The green rooms.
Green room.
Okay.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
I used to work in music, like I was a tour manager for a little bit, and then I did that's how I got to be a photographer or into video was like through touring and with bands.
Okay.
So like a lot of friends' bands would come through here. I'd be on tours, and this is like the room you'd be in.
So you've hung out here before Mama Tried.
Oh yeah, a long time.
That's so cool.
I know everyone that works here. So like usually when I come to like any shows here,
Yeah.
it's always just like what's up. I know most of the people that do like the security that run the place. Like it's fucking rad.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's a cool spot, and it's funny because like the beers are kind of expensive, so that sucks. But like I don't know, this is like the venue here.
Yeah.
There you go. Need your water.
Yeah. Why not, man? Is that your beer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's past 2.
Yeah, I'm not judging.
2:24.
My girlfriend's been drinking for 2 hours upstairs.
I need a one to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, no. Right after this, I'm gonna get into them.
That.
Oh, do you have a bike up on the floor this year?
Not this year, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that because like I feel like I built that fucking bike, the one that I had here, my Panhead that was here last year.
Yep.
I built it again like twice this year. Because you were at Fuel Cleveland.
Yes.
It had a shovel head in it.
Yes.
At that time, it had a Panhead in it here. So like, I sold the motor out of it because some dude wanted it and offered me the right price, and he has it in his bike now. Not Pat. I'll remember his name in a minute. This dude from Colorado bought my motor.
Okay.
And then it just so happened a friend of mine was going to Born Free. All these things just happened. He's like, hey, I'll pay you this much for it. I have a friend that's driving from here to fucking California that can drop it off in Colorado on the way.
Uh-huh.
So he got the motor, and he actually built a sick bike out of it. It's fucking dope. But I had an extra, like a pan shovel, so it's in there for a while. And then I actually have this really cool motor that's in it now. I have a 50 Panhead that's back in it.
Really?
So it's funny. I could have built a whole other bike and had it ready for the show.
Yeah.
But I chose to like undo that bike 3 times and redo it again.
Yeah, that's wild. How come you keep going flip-flopping all these engines?
Dude, money. Dude, I'm not rich.
I gotcha.
Dude, do you think I can keep all the shit I built?
Well, when you said you got another Panhead, that's what surprised me. I'm like, I totally get selling a Panhead, throw a shovel in it, because you put like 10 grand in your pocket or whatever. You know, you put like 5 grand in your pocket.
Well, I want to have Panheads are fucking cool.
Panheads are the coolest.
Dude,
they are the coolest Harley engine.
I had 3 for a minute.
God damn.
Yeah, well, I had
I got to get into the video business.
Well, no, it's not even so much that, dude. It's fucking hustling.
Right.
Dude, like all my friends around here, it's like there's a few of us that like I'm not so much in it anymore because I'm just too busy. But like the swap meet stuff, man, you find parts cheap.
Yeah.
The big thing is like finding people who like have all these parts. And I'll buy all of them.
Right.
And then it's like I know a lot about old Harley parts, and it's like you figure out what's worth what. You sell those up. You know, I bought the reason I got that Panhead was because I bought a shovel head for. I think I bought it for $2,800.
Okay.
Probably put another $2 grand into it, building it up to a cool bike. Sold it for $12 grand.
Right.
And then or you buy a old shovel head, you part it out, that sort of thing. And it's like you kind of just build up and up and up and up. And I got to this point where I had my complete panhead bike that I built, and then I had 2 other motors that I got for a really good deal. This dude had 2 super clean. Well, one of them was complete, good numbers, good VIN, title, everything, and then one of them was an S&S motor with like an SS panhead motor.
Right.
And I got them both for $8,000.
Oh wow.
So it's like I sold the one for like $7,000. So now I have another one for I got for $1,000. So it's like one of the things where you just like you build up and up and up and up.
Right.
So the reason I sold the motor out of that bike though was because someone offered me the right price for it, and then I was like, cool, I have another motor I can stick in it. I can still have a chopper for the summer.
Right.
And then I bought this 50 though from my friend's dad, and he it was this crazy old farm job bike. It was funny about that bike that I bought from his dad. I sold the frame to Patrick Murphy, who built that bike for. He works at Prison Supply now.
Right.
And he had the frame from that bike. I kept the motor, but the motor was fucked. Like I took it all apart, had the cases split, and then I opened the cases up, and I noticed on the inside that it's like, 'cause usually when you get something that old, you kind of have to get inside of it.
Yeah.
So I took everything apart, noticed the case was cracked all the way up. So there's a local shop here called Competition Cycle, and Charlie is like the local gray beard that like he's the kind of guy he's got to warm up to you.
Right.
So you got to keep going up there, keep asking questions, and he's like he's gonna kind of he's a little stiff at first, but then he warms up to you, and then it's great. So I saw him at Flat Out Friday, and it was great to see him. But anyway, he welded my cases out.
Okay.
And I told him specifically, do not buff out the welds. Like I'm terrible at welding aluminum. So like he's really good at it.
Yeah.
But I told him specifically, weld it up, get it all good, because the cases match, they're legit. But don't grind out the weld.
You wanted to see it like a scar.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see it because the thing is, like, I'm keeping that motor because I got the motor from my friend's dad. Then that dude worked on it for me. And then Chris Graves from Fast Eddie Co., good friend of mine, he built the motor. So he built it all back together. And it's just all these dudes like help me out with it. So now that motor just means a lot to me. And the cool thing, A, it's not going to crack again if the welds are still there.
Right.
And B, there's this designer at Harley. His name is Dice Nagao, Japanese dude that works at Harley Design, and he built this really, really cool FXR. I did a video on it 2 years ago.
Okay.
And he took this FXR, made a single-side swing arm, but what I really loved about it was he left all of his welds untouched. And I was like, why'd you do that? And he's like, well, because you see it? It's something, he's like, I had my friend weld it up for me, that's a story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I love that philosophy. It's like the old philosophy of like wabi-sabi, where it's like in Japan, like if a pot cracks, you fix it with gold glue. So it highlights the crack, and it like lets us know that
okay.
It lets you know that repairs are still beautiful. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway.
No, it does.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I wanted to leave the welds there because it's a good story. Every time we look at it, it's like, oh yeah, Charlie from Competition welded it up for me, and that's how I got it.
I never really thought about that much on an engine, but personally on a bike, I'm also a huge fan of just like one of the things I always say is just never grind your welds. Like whether it's good or bad.
Well, if you're good at welding.
Yeah, well, good a good weld is really the reason. But a good weld, man. Like why fucking grind that away?
There's like a different, it depends on what you're doing, but sometimes it's cool to like see what guys do with like.
Yeah.
That are, what's crazy is like Josh Allison from American Metal.
Mm-hmm.
He like, dude, all the stuff that he does with his tanks.
Yeah.
Have you seen the giveaway tank?
I saw it quick when we got the fucking.
It's up in the VIP.
Yeah. I'm gonna really look at it later.
I don't know how much he put into it, but I think a lot of that was all like metal rolling. Don't quote me, I don't know. But like I watched a lot of it, and like he puts all these crazy shapes. He's not welding pieces together, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
But it is cool to when you can like make this crazy thing, like contradictory to what I just said, but it's kind of cool when you can make a thing out of a bunch of pieces and like buff the welds out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In his case, like a lot of Josh's work, like with the sheet metal, it's like I get it. Like there's a time and place to buff it out, but in a lot of structural stuff, like what we're talking about, it's nice to just see a proper weld.
Right. Yeah, and it's like I said, I could have had another bike built by this time, but like I don't know, man. Like I do so much for
What other bikes do you have? You got a Sportster chopper too, right?
Dude, I have right now. Have you ever seen that bumper sticker that's like, my other car is 10 motorcycles that don't run?
Right.
Is that, I really identify with that.
Yeah, I feel like my audience will identify with that too.
Because like, I have, so my main, the only chopper I own, is my Panhead.
Yeah.
But then I have my wife's Sportster chopper that we built. And then I've got, we're building a Buell hooligan bike, which I think now is going to turn into a street tracker. I don't know. We kind of that belonged to a friend of mine that passed away, and we kind of like, when that happened, we kind of like hit the brakes on the whole project. And I have it in my garage still, but I haven't like had the motivation to touch it. So I think instead of making a hooligan bike, I think I'm going to make it like a street tracker, but not the point. So I've got the Panhead, the hooligan, my wife's chopper. I have an 04 Dyna that's like my daily beater. And then I was building a 50 Panhead, but then we bought a house, so I had to like be a grown up
like
for a minute.
Adult for a second.
Dude, I cannot be this far in debt and still have like a motor that's like worth a bunch of money just chilling.
Yeah.
So I sold the motor and I sold a bunch of shit, but I've got like a couple of rollers. My point is, I have two and a half motorcycles that run.
Right.
So and
two and a half. I like that.
Dude, yeah. There's one of them will run, but you got to do some shit to it first. But I just bought an 09 Sportster, and I was gonna flip it to make some money, and then my wife wants to keep it. So now I'm like, fuck. But I got it for cheap. So that's
Dude, that's where the money. Another women will cost you money.
Dude, that's a big thing. But what do they say? Tits or tires? But they, you know what's crazy, dude? I love people talking shit about Sportsters. Keep talking shit about Sportsters.
Yeah.
It keeps them cheap.
Yeah.
I like
true.
that.
That's
Dude,
true.
I got an 09 Sportster for like $1,500.
Yeah.
And it needed a battery.
Yeah.
Dude, love it.
Yeah. Was it you? Who the hell was telling me the other day? It was yesterday, I think. It was one of those one of the hooligan bikes. Was it Andy? I don't know. Anyways, they got this fucking Sportster.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah.
Like $65 or whatever?
Yeah. And it was like just a fuel pump relay or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what fucking sucks,
dude? Was so pissed. He's like, that's all it was?
Dude, you know what's
Why'd
funny?
I sell that thing to you so cheap?
No, he got, it was, I don't think it was 65. I can't remember what it was, but it was dumb cheap.
Yeah.
And I fucking like, you know what's funny? I messaged that guy the same day he posted it.
Oh, no.
And he's like, no, I got someone coming at 4. I'm like, I'll come right now. And I'll give you $100 more.
Right.
And then he's like, nope. And I'm like, fuck. So then I see it in Andy's fucking van, and I message him like, you motherfucker. But it's
That's
like
a loyal seller.
Dude, it's funny.
Normally people would be like, yeah, fuck it, get over here.
Dude, for sure. I'm that way. Fuck
yeah.
Dude, give me more money.
Yeah. Dude, I sold something on Facebook Marketplace the day before I left here. The dude showed up. I had three of these things for sale. And the dude showed up and he was like, I'll take all 3 and I'll pay you an extra $150.
Wait, what are you selling?
I was selling some barrister cabinets.
Shit, hold on, sorry.
But yeah, the dude showed up and I was like, yeah, fuck it. And I just messaged the other people. They were all coming like an hour or 2 later. And I just messaged them. I'm like, yo, dude, these things are gone. Sorry. You know,
dude.
I was never like that, but on Facebook Marketplace,
You never know who's gonna show up.
I'll be like that.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing too. Even people that say I'll be there in an hour, the next thing you know, they message you a half hour later, like, oh, I can't show up anymore.
sorry.
So I'm like, fuck,
Dude, and it's
first
always
come,
like-
first serve.
And it's always like, I was in a car accident.
Yeah, it's some crazy story. I'm like, fuck it, dude.
don't
If
have
you
time
get
for
here,
this.
you get here.
I don't have time
Like,
for this.
I'm not loyal to Facebook Marketplace.
No, and if it's a friend or whatever, but like, yeah, on that.
Yeah, I'm
dude,
loyal to other people, like friends or other platforms.
Not
Like,
even that, just
like
first come, first serve. When if you show up right now, and
if
you got money, take it.
someone reputable on a reputable platform
No.
tells me they're gonna show up at a certain time, I'll be loyal to them, but not on Facebook Marketplace.
You know, all I'll do is like what I've done before, and I do a lot of like Craigslist I used to do a lot of Craigslist. I miss Craigslist now.
Me too.
But, Marketplace makes it too easy for people. But
Yeah.
if someone's like, yo, I'll Venmo you $100 right now, hang on to it till Thursday, cool.
Right.
And if you don't pick it up Thursday, then I get $100.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't know. This day and age is weird, especially with that sort of thing. But I don't know. People just like Facebook Marketplace, and I do a lot of it. And it's like the thing is like if you're looking to buy old stuff, and I shouldn't tell you this because I'll give my secret, but like if you just look in your area for like type in just motorcycle.
Right.
Like, don't type in Harley. Don't type in Shovelhead. Don't type in Shovelhead. If you type in Shovelhead or Panhead, $10 grand, easy.
Right.
Panhead, because people know sort of what it is and
Right.
that sort of thing. But if you type in motorcycle, sometimes you'll just find like Dad's old motorcycle.
Right.
I've heard of people getting like knuckleheads that way.
Yeah.
Like this one dude I knew picked up this crazy knucklehead. He just typed in motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he got Grandpa's old motorcycle, and he got it for like $5,000 or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know.
Dude, I've become such a degenerate. When I'm in my travels, wherever I'm at, I'll look at the marketplace there too.
Oh, me too.
Like, not even when I'm home anymore. I'll be like in the middle of Kansas. I'll be like, let's see what they got going on here.
You know what's crazy though is that like bringing it back to Milwaukee here is like, dude, this is the cheapest place to find a motorcycle.
Oh, dude, Panheads in Milwaukee get traded around like Evos.
For sure.
Crazy, dude.
I don't know if we're that bad, but
yeah.
I will say that like.
No, this really is the heart of Harley Davidson, dude.
You know what's crazy though is that like going to like I go to warm weather places and I'll like look on their marketplace and maybe it just is because you can ride them longer, but it's like I figured that everyone would have them. And they'd be like super cheap and everywhere.
Nah, the winter places is where it's at, man.
Well, for sure. But like, especially around here, I think it's just because it's so ingrained in the culture that like, so I gotta have a Harley. So they'll get like a Sportster and they'll crash it once or put it down once, they'll never touch it again.
Right.
But it's funny. I've heard that story from people before, but then you get it for cheap.
You know what else I think does it too, though? Like, I mean, let's face it, the motorcycle scene, the chopper scene, the vintage bike scene, the racing scene. Dude, there's a lot of shit going on in Milwaukee. Like, this is a rad fucking place, dude.
Yeah, and I still can't believe that we still it's wild because like again being in a place where it's cold most of the year.
Right.
Like seven months out of the year it sucks.
Yeah.
We were really lucky this week.
Yeah.
But like, it's wild that we still have so many people that are so stoked about it, and I think it's kind of how I feel about it too because it's like I would almost rather hang out in the garage and build stuff with some friends than honestly like do a super long ride. I'm not your dude to crush miles with.
Yeah. I do it. I actually ask some builders that, like, and a lot of builders have told me like there's no shame about it. They'd rather just be in the garage building, and they rarely ride motorcycles.
Dude,
they just love building it. They love the craft.
Yeah,
you know?
And the thing is like
I love both.
I think it's cool when people have like super built motors and stuff like that's rad.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's nothing wrong with like a 74-inch shovelhead, like 1200 cc.
Well, dude, one of my things, like particularly with shovelhead and older bikes, I'm not really crazy about hot rodding them out. Like I'd rather have just a regular old one with a small cam in it that I know will just go another fucking 50,000 miles without trouble. You know, like, dude, let's face it, the older a bike is, or even in terms of like what generation of Harley engine you have, like going shovel, pan, knuckle, like just the further back you go, the less miles you're gonna get out of them. Just generally, you know.
It depends, man. I've seen people like I've had the privilege of like meeting a lot of really, really cool engine builders, and like I've seen knuckleheads, like Warren's knucklehead especially, his the one that's at the museum, the Death Dealer. I remember we did a ride, I can't remember what it was, a couple months ago. It was before he went to the museum, and like it's just like it's a daily ride type bike. And we went to Sturgis, and he's got like his other knucklehead that was out there with.
Well,
I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, and I have no problem like racking miles up on a pan or whatever, but they're not Evos or twin cams.
No.
Is what I'm getting at.
No, for sure.
You know, or Milwaukee 8s. Like, that's really what I'm getting at. And what I'm also getting at is like, those engines are rock solid, everyday reliable if you keep them fairly simple.
Well, you got to take care of them.
When you start really hot rodding them,
they're
not as reliable as a hot rod Evo or a twin cam.
Sure.
That's what I'm getting at.
Sure.
And for me, like, that's the other thing too. I got a lot of like big inch Evos, and like, you know, I love big hot rod horsepower.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna have that same hot rod horsepower reliability if you have some like fucking fire breathing twin carb fucking knucklehead.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's just not.
No, yeah, well, that's how it's all purpose built. And that's the thing too. It's like I'm not smart enough to
I'd rather just keep them fairly simple, the older bikes,
for sure.
and just know I could just ride cross country on.
Well, and I'm not like I said, I'm not smart enough to know all the ins and outs of like why what does what inside of a motor. But like part of it too gets to be like risking like when it gets to be like a 70 year old engine, 80-year-old engine. It's like, okay, if you get too crazy with it, you're ruin this thing. And not that there's anything wrong with that too. Use things the way they're supposed to be used, but
Yeah, but I mean, how heartbroken are you gonna be too if you throw a fucking rod through a panhead case?
depends on how much money you have, I guess.
Right. I don't have that kind of money, you know.
I'm really lucky, like I said, to like know some of the guys I know, because like I had that panhead that's now in my chopper.
Yeah.
That thing would have been in the scrap pile.
Mhm.
Most people would have like just been super bummed out, and it would have been scrap.
Right.
But it's like you find the right people, get it fixed, put
Yeah.
it back on the road. So.
Yeah, you can generally with enough talent fix any of it nowadays too.
Oh yeah, know the
You
right
know?
people. There's a lot of
Yeah.
really everyone, and there's got to be these guys everywhere. There's a lot of really good, talented guys that can do a lot of old cast aluminum stuff up here, and like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I really like doing with my series is like sitting down with guys and talking about their builds and like what they want to do and how they did it, and it's cool to learn about what their process was and like not even so much what the process, but like why, you know. how it
Yeah.
happened, but.
Well, I mean, I think we touched on it yesterday, but like obviously, if you don't know by now, you run Geared Science.
Yeah.
What do you do outside of Geared Science also?
Geared Science.
No, outside of the motorcycle
Oh, my
coverage.
jobby job.
Like, the motorcycle coverage people know, but like, what do you do besides that?
Yeah, so I
Like,
do.
you gotta sustain a living with more than just
Yeah, I've got a
motorcycles.
jobby job.
Yeah.
I work for a state foundation. I do like state funded foundation. I do like video. I'm the director of photography for the Historical Society for Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
So like, I kind of direct a lot of like what, you know, and it's a lot of like the marketing to like get people to come to the thing so that they can still get donations sort of stuff. And like we do some really cool historical projects, which is cool. We're covering a lot of cool stuff right now. Like they found these like 1,000-year-old canoes in a lake near here. So we're kind of covering some stuff on that, and that got a lot of cool coverage. Just directing that, and then I do this stuff as like a passion project.
Cool.
So, but yeah, and then I do all the Mama Tried stuff with one other dude, Logan over there. Logan, you over there? Logan's not over there. What? No, okay. But yeah, Logan and I do a lot of the photo and video for the Mama Tried show and for Flat Out Friday. So it's like we went to Sturgis with the journey. Like Mama Tried used to be like this weekend,
Right.
and now it's like this whole week.
Oh, it's bike
like-
week, dude.
and
It's
it's
Mama
like-
Tried Bike Week now.
Dude, yeah, and it's like a whole bunch of other stuff. We've got like, we do Sturgis. We do, we're going to the one show in Portland, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing Flat Out Friday there. So it's like, it used to be we do this thing, but now it's like we're doing all these other things.
Right. Did you go to Brazil with them?
No, I have kids, so like I gotta limit my international travel and stuff like that, and like getting down for those sorts of things is like just super difficult.
Right.
So usually what I'll do is like Logan will go, and the last one was like he'll cut together stuff and like I'm like just send me stuff and then I'll edit it,
Right.
just so we can get things going. So and this I have to do one yet today, but we try to stay on top of like through all of Mama Tried, like putting out our own reel every single day.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Were you, so I raced Chicken Rick's mini bike yesterday.
Yeah.
So afterwards, obviously, I helped him load up all the bikes. And I'm like, where are you going, man? And he's like, oh, I'm going back in to the fucking room to edit tonight.
Yeah.
I'm like, were you in there late night with him too?
No, not Rick. Evan, you want to come join us on our
Yeah,
podcast?
get in here, dude.
Also, you're podcasting now?
I guess
Right
so.
now, dude. What do you think that is?
I don't want to eat.
You could sit
No,
next to
do
me
it.
or
It'll
Brian.
It'll be funnier.
Yeah, come on, dude. Get in.
That should be
Where
funny.
am I sitting?
He's
Sit
right
next
here.
to Brian or
It'll-
me.
It'll be
Either
funny
way.
if you're eating.
Yeah.
Evan also does,
Let me just make sure you're in there. I'll back
yeah.
it up a little. There we go. You'll be in there for sure.
and Evan does photo and video for Mama Tried stuff as well.
Yeah.
He went to Sturgis with us,
Oh, yeah. I wasn't in Sturgis.
and you were in
this year.
Brazil. You went to Brazil. Yeah.
Oh, you did the Brazilian one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two
Oh,
times.
hell yeah, dude. Cool.
Evan's really good at riding stout boonies.
Yeah, yeah.
They tried to nickname me Looper.
Oh, you looked one out, huh?
I was like,
No.
please don't let that guy. I
Did-
won the race.
You did win the race.
I did.
But he tried to start one of them, and like Matt's, those Harbor Freight engines are like, you have to like give it a little bit of gas because there's no clutch. If you give it any more, it fucking loops out, and he did it twice in a row.
Yeah. What would you say
Dude, like
2%?
Yeah, like 2%.
I gave it 5. Wow.
Yeah, and then out from under it went, and one of them like went right into Scott's new fucking lowrider
Brand
ST,
Oh,
brand new, dude, carbon fiber fender, dude. It was awesome.
Oh man.
No, but Evan stuff was great. Evan, I'm gonna direct it back to him again because
Yeah.
he did Fast and Left film.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta get a proper podcast with you, Evan, one day.
Yeah, do a real
Yeah, that'd be
one.
fun.
Yeah.
You have to
You're-
your backstory. Is
You're
like,
an interesting guy even before all that, man. How Fast and Left started. And,
yeah.
like, the people don't know, but me and you have talked about it. It's a cool life you've lived, man.
Yeah.
What's up, fools?
It's
What up,
weird.
dude?
Like you see like your first race and then.
Want to join in?
Yeah, sure. What's up? Oh, wait. What's going on?
Good podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Logan just joined us. For those just listening.
Oh, yeah, for just listeners. Logan's here. The one that Brian was calling through the walls.
Yeah. I was, like, I was talking about you, and I was like, "You here?" Like, where's Brennan?
Talking shit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. All right, so this now I think basically completes like the core Mama Tried photo video team.
Yeah. This is everyone.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of people that come in for the shows and stuff, but this is like everyone that does everything all the time.
Yeah. I'm getting super judged hard now. I'm
No,
amongst all the video and photo guys.
I do like I do the podcast with them every week. A lot of the peripheral editing and stuff like that, and then Logan's doing all the banger reels.
Mm.
Evan's doing all the cool photos.
Where are you from, Logan?
I'm from hour outside of Milwaukee,
Okay.
so I've been here for the past couple of years.
Okay.
I linked up with those guys in 2020.
I feel like everyone's like
Fun year.
always says that. Oh, I'm about an hour out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, I live in Milwaukee.
I don't know, but do you?
Oh, Cudahy. Okay, Milwaukee County.
From River West.
Milwaukee County. I count. My taxes are slightly lower.
Logan's the most centralized.
Oh yeah, Logan lives in Milwaukee. He like lives downtown
Oh, okay.
in like a building with an elevator. You know,
Damn.
Bougie.
got an elevator. Yeah.
Always got something to say.
I know. No, but
Were you the one? Are you across from Fuel in that building? Are you the one that called the cops on
No.
Friday night?
You called me. Yeah.
Or
no.
Thursday night. Thursday.
Yeah,
night.
Logan and I called the cops to get a better video.
yeah, we needed like
Right.
something to really stir this up. Like this is getting stagnant. The burnout on the bar doesn't do it. Let's turn the heat
I
up.
think
Right.
we were the ones egging it on, actually. So.
Well, and it's funny because they showed up. They showed up and like, I just wanted to go film it and get it on camera.
Yeah.
And then they got really shitty about it. But anyway, I gotta bounce. You can take it
Gotta
over with
shut
these
that
two.
thing down?
You guys go
Alright.
do this. I gotta go cut Danger Dan off. All right.
You guys
Good
want
talk.
to go another 5 minutes? Because
Dude.
I want to cut it off in like 5 minutes also.
There you go. Great.
Sounds great.
Hey, like,
I'll set a
subscribe,
timer.
follow Geared Science.
Oh, yeah, that's
Fast
right.
and Left Film. Prod by Logs. Mama Tried. Flat Out Friday. Crazy Gentleman.
There
Great.
you go. Should probably end it
This
there.
is the Crazy Gentleman podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we never even properly met.
Yeah.
Let's meet on the
I'm
podcast.
Logan.
Yeah.
nice to meet you. That's awesome.
Yeah, do you guys even want to go, or I'll just end it now?
No, let's. You got 5 minutes to ask whatever you want.
Shit, dude.
What's your darkest fear?
Yeah, spill the beans, dude. What? Yeah, what should I don't know, man. It's kind of weird cutting halfway in here. You want to tell people quick about Fast and Left?
No.
No. All right. You want to tell them how you started Fast and Left? I mean, I feel like 5 minutes with you is such a fucking injustice to who you are.
Sure.
You know? That's why I do podcasts. I like the long form.
Yeah.
I think this I think what media has spawned into over the years, like this like mainstream media, we got 5 minutes on the news with Evan Senn.
Yeah.
It's like such an injustice to all these great people.
Well,
I-
yeah, like
I-
you
I'm
watch like a Johnny Carson's show, which like ran the shit for a long time, and like
Right.
Also, if you want a good wormhole, like Google like Johnny Carson home.
Okay.
Like most beautiful home I've ever seen. Look it
Really?
up.
Okay.
But like he was running it well, but it was 5 minutes with celebrities, which is cool. But the podcast situation is let you talk for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you turn it off when you're done. But for the most part, keep it going, because I could ramble for a long time. So you want like an elevator pitch, or you want to like just like
Yeah, do the elevator pitch, man. We'll do your proper fucking 2 hours another time.
Yeah, so for me, like 6 years ago, I went to my first flat track race, and I'd already made some short films before that. And I just knew, like, this is the next subject. And my plan was to do 5 nights at races, make a 5-minute short film, be done. And then I just, like, fucking spiraled and spent 2.5 years at, like, 25 races. And I literally wouldn't be here right now if I hadn't gone to my first flat track race. Like, it was, like, all encompassing and pulled me in pretty fast and pretty hard, so.
Right. And also, you wouldn't even be moved to Milwaukee. For people who don't know, you started this journey in Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
And then, like, flat track literally just pushed you around the country.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So where are you at now with motorcycles? What's the next, like, you got another film in the works, right? Aren't you working on something now, or are we not revealing that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of other stuff to do. I do photos now for motorcycles. Logan's killing it on video, so, like, I don't need to, like, put my hat in the mix for video when it comes to, like, the stuff we're doing now. So, you know, I carry less gear now and shoot photos. But yeah, for the next film, I have a few ideas. It's going to be most likely unrelated to motorcycles. I'm going to go back to, like, the approach of, like, one weird character that, like, I spend a few days with. So yeah, I don't know my next project, but, like, as a creative, like, I do want to create something that's funded by me, directed by me, with no outside insight besides the stuff I want to do. So
right, like just a typical real artist, no outside influences. You want to put out the art you want to put out.
Yeah, no outside money too, which sucks.
Right.
You know, I mean, and I tell young kids that too. Like, if you want to prove, because I know some kids that have never shot a motorcycle and they're trying to get in on stuff like this. And it's like, dude, you have to shoot motorcycles before you can shoot motorcycles. Like, if you want a few dimes,
right,
do it yourself and then prove that you can do it. Besides, like, I promise I could do it, please pay me. Like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess without dropping names, I heard that a lot of chatter like that around this event this year particularly. There was a lot of people that wanted to get paid with no professional backing to it.
Yeah,
you know?
and
like,
you know
what I mean? Like the definition of entitlement, really. Like, who the fuck do you think you are, dude?
Right.
You know, like,
can.
not everyone can just get paid to do this shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's see what you got. You
well,
know?
and I know, like, you know how to make a small fortune in shooting motorcycle racing. Start with a large fortune.
Right.
There's no money in motorcycle racing, which really
Right.
sucks. Like, we don't have that cigarette money anymore. We don't have that, like, alcohol money anymore. There's not sponsorship that's based in those realms that, like, now are legally binded not to sponsor things like this. So there used to be more money for the racers, for the photographers, for the venues, everybody. And now it's pretty limited. So yeah, this is almost more of a lifestyle hobby. Hobby's a weak word to use, but I don't think too many people would disagree with me in calling it a hobby. There's passion. I mean, passion would be the better word for it.
Right.
But yeah, like, this has got to be like a lifestyle and a passion for you to. Nothing saved.
Nah, I never had that. Well, actually, I did have that, dude.
Of course you did.
Oh my god, what a heartbreaker. That was like one of the best podcasts ever, too, and that happened. But anyways, I don't know. It's going again. I don't know. If you guys want to take that as a sign to stop. But actually, no, finish this up. Calling it a passion instead of a hobby. What were you getting at with that? Like,
yeah, I mean, no one that's here right now is, like, walking away with a bunch of money in their pocket because they're here.
Right,
you know?
right.
It's more about, like, seeing your friends, seeing your people, meeting new people, making new connections. You know, and, like, we have some celebrities and cool people here, but, like,
we're all right here.
Yeah, the money didn't come in this room specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the money comes from elsewhere sometimes, and then you apply it to motorcycles, and it makes you friends and connections. But Yeah, it's a weird niche to be in because if you're in it for the money or the fame, like, good luck. But you know, and that's how I met Logan. Like, when I moved here, I was like, dude, I'm not here to step on toes. I'm not here to like take your job or like pinch anything from you. It's like I have something to offer. I hope you guys like include me, and they have for sure. So
It worked really well.
yeah.
This seems like, overall, everyone I know that has moved to Milwaukee, it seems like the most welcoming city. Like you guys just want to take everyone in and like just strengthen the community. Like, you know, like you were saying, no competition here. Like, there'll be more strength in a stronger, bigger community as
Right.
opposed to like,
Yeah.
fuck you, you're taking my job, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Evan and I became close friends. Like, we went to Brazil for the first Mama Tried
Yeah.
Flat Out Friday. Ended up like, you know, he saved my ass with like some graphic stuff and just doing some killer photos, and it, yeah, also had a great time. And it's, yeah, the community is awesome out here, and like Evan was saying, like, there's not always a lot of money in it, but you'll do anything you can to stay in it and
Right.
keep the good times going. And definitely everyone here is really good at having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's like what I say. Like, even this podcast will never be my full-time living. Like, the value, though, is, it's really more in the people. Like, the whole motorcycle scene, the value is in, like, the friendships, the community, the networking, you know, there's just not, my opinion on things like the motorcycle scene or art or whatever, the cooler something is and the more fun it is, the less money is in it. It's just like, it's kind of, just think about it, like,
Yeah.
any art scene, it's like people just die to do it for free,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like, I don't know.
Graffiti, skateboarding.
Right, for one reason or another, man, like, just the cooler and more fun something is, there's this sliding scale of like, there's just no money in it. You know, I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like, I don't know why, or like, I don't know, but
I was
know.
pretty foreign to like motorcycle, you know, the community and culture, and I'd already been here for a couple of years, and so it was definitely the people that made me want to keep doing it.
yes,
Try to
yeah.
find any way to keep doing it. So
Yeah, because let's face it, dude, it's fucking hard, dude. Motorcycles will kick your fucking ass one way or another. Like, physically or financially or fucking mentally, psychologically. Like, you gotta love it. And if it wasn't for those people, too, to, like, keep that fuel going,
yeah,
we'd probably all just say, fuck it, we're out. You know?
if it was easy, everyone
Yeah.
would want to do it. And that applies to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was easy. And then on the other hand, it's like, I heard an expression, I think it was Brian when we were doing part 1 of that podcast yesterday. It was like, if it, like, the expression is, if it was easy, everyone would do it. But like, no, it was, anyone can do it. I don't know. I'm gonna fuck it up. Let's just end it there. Fuck it. I'm mentally exhausted here. I don't know. Whatever.
You're jumping off the bridge.
Yeah,
This is it.
I am, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You guys-
when finished your salad bowl thing.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah.
I'm finishing it. We're not getting dessert. You guys want to tell people where to reach you guys?
PapaJohns.com.
Yeah. What about you, Jimmy John's?
Yeah, that's right.
John's
That's right.
Brothers.
I do the media for Mama Tried Flat Out Friday, so that's, you know, always pushing that. Otherwise, you know, as of now, just on Instagram is Prod by Logs. Prod is produced, and
All right.
yeah, so
Go find them. Evan, plug your OnlyFans.
Yeah, Fast and Left Film on Instagram.
All right.
I left out my feet finder.
Oh yeah, you got a toe. You selling your toes?
Yeah, it's called Toes by Logs.
Okay.
Is Feet Finder a real thing?
Oh yeah,
actually is.
dude. Yeah.
I'm not Googling it right now. I promise you.
Oh, that's nasty. Send me the link. Send me the link.
It sounds disgusting.
Send me the link.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Text it to me.
Dude. All right. We'll go for another minute. So
I'm talking about feet.
I got it. I fucking got
Now
it.
that I know you guys are cool.
I got into a bad This is how I know about these people selling their feet. I got into a bad motorcycle accident last summer, and I was laid up on the couch for like a month. But I broke some toes, and my toes were all jacked up, right? So my aunt makes a joke and sent me a link to one of these, like, you could sell your feet pics. And I never did it, but I still regret not doing it. Like, wanting to start while my toes were all jacked up and see if that'll sell. But, like, every day posting a picture of how much better or worse they were getting.
Yeah, it's like a
Because
nice...
like for a period of time they get worse, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the first week they look they keep getting worse as the days goes on, and then like for the next few months they start getting better every day, you know.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I don't know if you guys ever broke any fingers or toes. I've broken both, but like your nails take like almost a year, like toenails and fingernails, to start growing out.
Oh yeah.
So like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? So like, I was like, dude, I could probably make a fortune on this foot site if I post a pic every day for like the next year until they're better, you know?
People checking in on the progress.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's a
I
nice...
regret not doing
I think
it.
it's also like a nice approach to like edging. Like someone's like, those are good looking feet already, but like just wait. Oh, they're gonna be healed soon.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
just one of these days,
Just
those
a-
feet are gonna be
I just
so
picture
clean.
a bunch of people huddled around a computer. It's like, what does it look like today?
Yeah. Like people like running to that cubicle that day. Like, what does his foot look like today?
Also, I think you're gonna lose some fans
Yeah.
once it's healed. It's like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked them more when they were bruised.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like that purple green stage.
I'll lose the necrophilia crowd.
Yeah. The yellow-red stage is boring, but
Yeah.
I like the term.
People that were really in there for the black and blue fucking
Yeah.
pictures.
grit and grain.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do, man? You gotta wreck another motorcycle, I guess.
well, we just had a buddy that had a get off, and like he looks like shit right now. And I told him, like, it looks pretty good. He's like, you haven't even seen the purple and green stage. Like, we're a few days away from that. And
Oh, dude, the best too is like I told him yesterday, like when you're only looking at the good side of his face,
yeah,
like
he's
you
still got a good side.
can't even tell, and then he turns around, you're like, whoa.
Hey, he's got a personality to keep you in
Yeah.
a conversation. Though.
Shines through. Where is
Yeah.
he, by the
It's a
way? Is anyone
beautiful
I haven't
man.
seen him today. I saw him a
Alright.
bunch yesterday.
Let's go. I'll call him.
Yeah. Want to put him on the speakerphone?
Oh, no.
How you doing?
Make sure you got 3 hours left. If we put him on the phone.
Where are you? I'm gonna come find you.
Yeah, I do want to end this though, man.
Alright, yes.
Me too.
I want to continue Mama trying.
Let's go. Let's
And,
get the fuck out of here.
If we're all lucky, the guy he's calling right now, we'll hear from him another time on his own show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got to have his own shit.
Oh, Brian's back. You missed the good part, dude.
Good. The one
But,
part that I'm not on.
Yeah.
All right.
We're ending there, man.
All right.
We'll
Peace
see you
out.
guys later. I'll plug the intros and outros. We're just ending it here.
Hi, Mom.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Well, hey,
What
thanks
a,
for
what
having
a
me.
fun,
You didn't-
weird.
You didn't have a choice, but I just meant that
Sorry,
one.
I'm getting pulled every which
Oh, dude,
way.
same here. I want to
Great.
get rolling.
It was nice to meet you.